Looking forward to this. This is Jennifer and Drew share. Drew came up, I said, you have a smirk, a holy smirk this morning. Look at it, he still does. Jennifer goes, he's always had that. This morning's scripture, 4 different scriptures. If you want to just listen, that's fine, so you don't have to be jumping around. But I'm going to start out with Romans 12, 4-6. Listen along. Just as our bodies have many parts, and each part has a special function, so it is with Christ's body. We are many parts of one body, and we all belong to each other. In His grace, God has given us different gifts for doing certain things well. 2 Corinthians 13:11. Dear brothers and sisters, I close my letter with these last words. Be joyful, grow to maturity, encourage each other, live in harmony and peace. Then the God of love and peace will be with you. 1 Thessalonians 5-11, chapter 5, verse 11. So encourage each other and build each other up, just as you are already doing. In Romans 12:8, if you have the grace gift of encouragement, then use it often to encourage others.
Good morning. How are we doing this morning? Good? Okay, so we're going to switch it up a little bit and do something different today. So we need some help, and we need all of the children to come up here with us. And when I say children, I don't mean just the little kids, I mean the kids at heart too. So I don't want to call anybody out, but DJ, I expect that you're going to be up here too. So kids, come on up. Hi. Okay, so you're going to face us here. We're going to sit over here and you're going to face us, okay? So kind of crowd on in here. We got a bunch of kids.
Wait, we're sitting?
Yep.
Move closer, please.
Yep, can you sit down, Addie? Good job.
Move closer. Come on up.
Oh, good job. Yep, good. Keep on coming.
Keep
There's
on
room over here
moving
by Peyton.
closer.
Good.
Wow.
There are so many kids and
That's
kids at heart.
amazing.
All right. Okay, we have everybody. Hi, DJ. Thanks for coming up.
Thanks, high schoolers, for coming up. Are there any still out there? Standing.
All right.
Okay. Good morning. How are you this morning? Good. It's good to see you. Today we're going to be talking about several things. God gives us strengths, things that we do really well at. Would you hold your finger up? That's the first thing we're going to be talking about. The second thing is that God wants us to use those gifts in our church, right here, and outside the church. And the third thing is that we are to encourage each other to use those gifts. Okay, are you ready to listen? We're going to have some help from people right here on the stage. Eben, can you see? Okay. All right. The first verse we have is from Mr. Caleb Hirschberger.
Well, I mean, he didn't write it.
He didn't write it. God wrote it. It's in the Bible.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going
All
to
right.
take turns reading, but
Oh, okay.
Caleb's going to read the first one.
I was worried that Caleb was like doing some
Goodness.
crazy writing here. All right. Go ahead, Caleb.
There the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a blazing fire from the middle of a bush. Moses stared in amazement. Though the bush was engulfed in flames, it didn't burn up. This is amazing, Moses said to himself. Why isn't that bush burning up? I must go see it. When the Lord saw Moses coming to take a closer look, God called to him from the middle of the bush. Moses, Moses. Here I am, Moses replied.
When I read that verse, I figured out that Moses must have noticed things. Don't you think he paid attention to what was going on around him? And what did he see? What, Lorelei?
A burning.
A burning bush that wasn't burning up, right? And then he listened to God. Those were special gifts,
Those are
special
crazy.
strengths. That's a crazy,
Yeah, that's
crazy
amazing.
verse.
Amazing.
Okay, next, Lorelei has a verse.
All right.
By the time David had finished reporting to Saul, Jonathan was deeply impressed with David. An immediate bond was forged between them. He became totally committed to David. From that point on, he would be David's #1 advocate and friend.
So let's think about this a little bit. There was a word in there that word was bond. You guys know what that word means? What does that word mean? What do you think? What do you think, Tater? Like what?
Like where, like a big person and another person are bonded together.
They're kind of like connected, right? So like, are we, for example, look around and a whole bunch of us have some shirts on that match. Are we kind of like bonded together because we kind of all match? What's that? In a little bit, okay. All right, so Jonathan, he was a good friend to David, right? And then he was super loyal because he was bonded to David. Yes, and next up, we are going to have Mr. Landon read. Go ahead, Landon.
Abraham believed God and he was called the friend of God.
Can you imagine being called God's friend? That is so awesome. When you're friends with somebody, you want to do things with them, right? You think about them. Yeah. Okay.
All right, next up, Peyton.
Then Miriam the prophetess, the sister of Aaron, took a tambourine in her hand, and all the women went out after her with tambourines and dancing. Then Miriam sang to them, "Sing to the Lord, for he has triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider he has thrown into the sea."
So Miriam did what? What was she doing again? What was she doing? Just say it. What was she doing? Dancing. Was she playing music? Yeah. Yeah? A little bit ago, did we have some folks up here playing music? Right? So does Miriam have a gift of playing music maybe? Yeah. And do we have people here with all sorts of different gifts too? Some of them, like Mr. Jerry, tell great children's stories. And some of them are up here singing, like Miss Leanne and Miss Kim, right? That's pretty awesome.
Wow. We talked about some other gifts too, didn't we? Like being able to pay really close attention, being a good friend. I wonder what we'll find out next from the Bible. Braden.
Do not urge me to leave you or to return from following you. For where you go, I will go, and where you lodge, I will lodge. Ruth gleaned in the field until evening. And now, my dear daughter, don't you worry about a thing. I'll do all you could want or ask. Everybody in town knows what a courageous woman you are.
I think Ruth had the gift of being loyal. What does it mean to be loyal? That's kind of a hard word. What do you think?
I
good one.
What about the rest of you? What does it mean to be loyal? Yes, sir.
Like to be clean, you are loyal.
Okay.
Okay.
You stick with somebody, don't you, when you're loyal?
Good job.
She was also very courageous. She had lots of courage. She was brave, and she worked hard. Did you know that being willing to work hard is a gift too?
All right, next up, Charlotte, you didn't write this one either, did you? Okay.
This is kind of an odd one.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Okay.
Okay, be ready. There's some words in here that are kind of odd.
Okay. All right, Charlotte, can you do it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
He has filled them with skill to do every sort of work done by an engraver or by a designer or by an embroiderer in blue and purple and scarlet yarns, and fine twined linen, or by a weaver, by any sort of workman or skilled designer, and make an incense blended in by the perfumer, seasoned with salt, pure and holy.
That was a lot, Charlotte. You know what all that means? No, okay. Whew, all right, we got to figure it out together. There's a lot to unpack in there. All right, so first off, we'll just get it out. For you Ohio State fans, you probably know what scarlet is, right? What color is scarlet? It's red, right? So we had some people that were embroidering things. So they were like helping make clothes with different colors. So
Wait a minute. What is embroidering?
Oh. Is it like writing? No. Okay. Is it like in their hair? Like Tater has some hair on her head. It's like
No.
No?
But Lorelai had an idea.
Oh.
It's kind of like to sew something into a pattern.
Oh, you sew something
Okay.
into a pattern. I knew we would figure it out together. Thank you. Let's see here. There was some other stuff in here. So what we have going on is people have all of these different skills and talents. So we had people that were engraving. What does it mean to engrave? Lucas, what does it mean to engrave, do you think? Do you have any idea? That's a hard one. Okay, good idea, good idea. So when we engrave something, Anna, what do we do? Yeah, we put an imprint in something. So maybe it could be in stone, or nowadays we see like engraving in metal, or kind of like some people do some woodworking where maybe you would think of it like that too. So people have all sorts of different talents that we do that kind of stuff with.
And hobbies.
Oh,
These
yeah.
things are all hobbies. Sometimes we can use our hobbies in the church. Like, how many of you remember when we talked about bees with Mr. Harmon? That's his hobby. A lot of our hobbies we can use for God in the church.
That's right, that's right. All right.
Okay, the next one is Joseph. Joseph, who was married to Mary, the stepfather of Jesus. Okay, Dawson, would you read that, please?
After the scholars were gone, God's angel showed up again in Joseph's dream and commanded, "Get up, take the child and his mother, and flee to Egypt. Stay there until further notice. Herod is on the hunt for this child and wants to kill him." Joseph obeyed. He got up, took the child and his mother under cover of darkness. They were out of town and well on their way by daylight.
You think they have flashlights?
Flashlights. In the Bible times?
No, probably not. All right. I mean, it's dark though.
What?
It's dark.
It was dark.
Okay.
I wonder what made it light. How did they have light at night? The moon, that's a great idea.
You guys are so smart.
Stars,
And a big moon.
maybe some oil lamps. But I noticed that, oh boy, Joseph was on it. He was obedient. He listened to God and he followed his directions right away. But I noticed something else. He protected his family. By following God's directions, he kept them safe. We were someplace the other day, maybe a couple weeks ago, and it was raining so hard. Have you ever been outside when it's raining so hard? What do you use?
A baseball bat.
What do you use? An umbrella. And you know what I noticed? Some people were sharing their umbrellas with each other. Were they protecting them? From what? From the rain. Yeah. Huh.
That's pretty
Easy.
awesome. All right, let's see here. Next up, we're going to have Caleb read again. Now, Caleb, you didn't write this one either, right? Okay, all right, cool. All right, go ahead.
Peter and the other disciple left immediately for the tomb. They ran neck and neck. Peter, suddenly bold, said, "Master, if it's really you, call me to you to come to you on the water." He then asked, "And you, what are you saying about me? Who am I?" Peter gave the answer, "You are the Christ, the Messiah."
Okay, so that's crazy. So Peter and the other disciple, they left. How quickly did they leave? They left right away, right? And they ran, and then Peter, who was super excited, he said, "Hey, Master, if it's really you, call me to come to you, and I'll come to you on water." So that's amazing, right? And so he was so excited and he was so brave. The other thing that was kind of interesting is like he was really a thinker. Are you guys thinkers too?